All right, so these are the problems for your notes for 1.1. So follow along in the examples as I go, and then I want you to try the try-its. Okay, so for the example, for this first one, we have 0.9 equals y plus 2.8. So the goal is to solve for the variable, so we want to get that by itself. So we need to get rid of this plus 2.8. So the inverse of addition, with that plus, is subtraction. So I need to subtract 2.8 to make it go away. But I have to do it to both sides. So one thing, if you have trouble with keeping things on one side or another, is draw a line down your equal sign. And then you know that has to be on both sides. Okay, so 2.8 minus 2.8 is 0. So on the right side, I'm left with y. And 0.9 minus 2.8 is negative 1.9. So there's that line means our equal sign there. So I get that y equals a negative 1.9. All right, I want you to give it a try over here. So pause the video and do your try it. Okay, oops, went wrong way. Next example, I have x minus 3 equals negative 5. So this time, here's my variable x. It has a minus 3 on the same side, and I need to get rid of that minus 3. Well, it's subtraction, and the inverse of subtraction is addition, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And again, if you want to make sure you're doing it on both sides, draw that line if you want. You do not have to do that. But negative 3 or minus 3, whoops, went too far, plus 3 is going to be 0, so these cancel, and I have an x on the left side equals, and I have a negative 5 plus 3 on the right side, which is negative 2. Okay, so x is negative 2. Now I want you to give it a try over here where it says g minus 1/3 equals a negative 2/3. And pause the video, and then once you finish that, push play. Okay, the next example is 1.3z equals 5.2. So there's nothing between the 1.3 and the z, but what's happening is multiplication, okay? And the inverse of multiplication, to be able to get this z all by itself and get rid of the 1.3, we have to use that inverse of multiplication, which is division. So I'm going to divide by 1.3 on this side, but if I do it on that side of the equal sign, I have to do it on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so 1.3 divided by 1.3 is actually 1, so it leaves me with 1z, but we don't ever have to write that 1 in front. We always just assume. Okay, we just assume that this is left me with the letter z, which is 1z, equals, and then 5.2 divided by 1.3 is 4. So z is going to be 4. So give that a try over here on the try it. Pause your video and solve that problem. Okay, the last example here is showing division. It has a negative n divided by 5 equals negative 3. All right, so with division, first off, see I have a negative n and a positive 5. Well, since this is all really one number, it's a negative n over 5, right? Okay, I'm going to move that negative, make that n a positive, but move it down here with the 5. So then I'm only having to do one thing, okay? So now I have a positive n divided by 5. I want n by itself. Well, it's being divided, and the inverse of division is multiplication, so I need to multiply both sides by negative 5. Okay? If I do that here on the left side, I'm left with that positive n, because negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So I have 1n, which is n. And then I have negative 3 times a negative 5. So negative times negative will make a positive, and 3 times 5 is 15. All right, so pause the video, you do the try it, and then play the video to make sure your try-its are correct. Okay, your first try-it, you should have had the answer of P, which is the one you were solving, the variable you're solving for, equals 2.1. Your second try-it should have had G equaling a negative 1/3. The third one, the 0.05W equals 1.4, W ended up equaling 28. And for your final one, Y equals a negative 18 because you multiplied both sides by 3. Okay, now I want you to work the practice 1.1 in your practice packet. Finish it there, then log on to Big Ideas. Check all of your answers by entering them into the 1.1 practice assignment. Submit that assignment, and you're going to take a screenshot of your assignment, of your score on Big Ideas Math, and submit a picture of your practice from your practice packet completed, all of it, as well as that score from Big Ideas into this assignment for Canvas.